Now, Bruce.
You're live.
Hang on, we're just coming on now.
You're live.
Right, good evening, everybody, and welcome to this week's edition to the Crypto News. Could I ask everybody to mute themselves, please? Okay, how are we doing? It's great. I said thank you very much to everyone that's got up early in Australia and from different parts of the world. I'm not really sure where Liz is at the moment. Oh, no, you're in Adelaide, aren't you? So that's okay. You've had to get up early. A few people I still see that should be coming on a little bit tardy on their times. We'll have words to them later, but not to worry. Okay, what's happening? The first announcement I wanted to make here is there's a master training coming up on Saturday in Verona. It's in the Hotel Can Grand in Suave 37038. If anyone wants it, it is posted in the group on Facebook. So can someone share it out anyway? Okay, right. What else is happening? The sterling's taken a bit of a tumble in the last 24 hours. Real bad. It's like down to $1.20. It hasn't been anywhere near there since about October 2016. Again, fears over Brexit and general election escalation that's gone out of control. You know, we're going to have marching in the streets here very, very shortly. What else is happening? Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bounce over. I know Dave has very, very limited time. I think he has a hot date tonight. So, Dave, I was going to say, are you there? Do you want to pop on and tell us what's happening?
Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning. My only hot date at the moment is with my tea, to be quite honest.
That's warm-ups.
Yeah. Listen, I was just something you just said. You mentioned the pounds tumbling against the dollar, or uncertainty, and the pounds dropping against the dollar. Pounds at a low, I think low, certainly is low against the euro. I've been speaking to people recently. I might have mentioned this last week. They've been dealing with companies buying stuff from the US, software and IT stuff. They're now questioning whether it's still worth them buying it from the US because of the cost implications, the currency fluctuation. It struck me that, you know, OneCoin, the coin price has just been steadily rising with the interest, with the people coming into it, the amount of merchants that seem to be coming on now from the different expos that we're having around the world, the interest around the world. It's just going to funnel into that. And just strengthen the OneCoin economy, if you like, because I think that's how it's going to end up. It's going to become it's already an ecosystem. We're already transacting coins. I'm taking coins as payment for my LinkedIn training services. I can spend those coins. I know Rebecca with the Vanuatu project, they've been taking coins as deposits. She's now using that to buy services for the company. So that ecosystem already exists, but it will become more than that. It will become an economy. And if currencies are being traded, sterling, dollars, US dollars, euro, and are fluctuating on the whims of parliaments and prime ministers and presidents and decisions that they make, and sometimes not even the decisions, sometimes they just make a comment. Or President Trump will tweet something and it affects the price of the dollar. That's not going to happen with the OneCoin. So you're going to have a far more stable, or likely to be a far more stable ecosystem, and eventually I'd say an economy of people that can transact. And the more merchants, and I know Mike's saying this, you know, regularly now, and Guy says, you know, the more merchants that come on, the more reach we have, the more spendable the coins become internally within the One Life, OneCoin economy, I'll call it now. The less reason there is for people to start thinking about, well, you know, why would you actually convert coins, OneCoin into pounds or dollars when they fluctuate so much? If there's enough for you to be able to buy within the One Life economy, the One Life ecosystem. And I'm certainly now more and more aware of how many coins I've got and what I could be doing with them. The coins I've earned through selling the services, my services on the Deal Shaker and as an IMA in the first place. So I actually need to be more aware of the spending power I've got. So I've got far more spending power in OneCoin with OneCoin than I've got in my pounds account, and I've probably got less spending power today than I had yesterday, and I've certainly got less spending power today than I had 2 years ago. And yet I know the value of my coins have doubled in the last 2 years, and that's from someone that that's not what you'd consider to be an early adopter. But when I joined 2 years ago, 15 euros, and it's towards 29.75 now. So it's pretty much doubled in 2 years. So my spending power has gone up. So I've said this before, there's a degree of patience involved, but the more the economy, the more the ecosystem grows, the more merchants that come on, more people that then hear about it and then start buying coins or acquiring coins so they can trade with the merchants. I know it was mentioned last week that the jeweler that was just only going to deal in OneCoin now. Fantastic. That's going to encourage people to actually get coins so they can trade with it. So that's what we've got to look forward to. I think that the difficulty has always been putting a time to it, and there's possibly been an issue with times being given that couldn't, for whatever reason, be adhered to. And there could be so many factors involved with that. I wouldn't even want to go into that. Wouldn't want to know about it. It's a massive complexity. So from that point of view, I think patience is the word. But as when you, as I say, you look at the way the pound, the euro, the dollar perform, for no particular reason other than what a politician might say or do, it's not going to happen with OneCoin. Not in that way. It's driven by the interest and driven by the people that are coming in and the spendability within the economy. So yeah, that's where I am tonight, Roger.
Why, thank you very much, guys. Budgie, I'm a little bit worried about Guy here today. Actually, there seems to be about 4 or 5 times on tonight, and I'm a bit
Guy night
about it all. Anyway, thank you very much, Dave. Much appreciated. Another little bit of news here. US 8th largest banking giant PNC. Starts using RippleNet for cross-border payments for commercial clients. That's a big step forward, guys. Absolutely brilliant. And also wanted to say here as well, I'm going to touch on something here, and I know Mike's going to expand on this because I know he's done a fair bit of, like looking into this and that sort of thing, and what the outcome of it. But as Portugal is, they are now allowing us to trade in crypto and that sort of thing, and it's free of tax. Okay, so I'm going to leave that for Mike to open it all up. In other words, you can go and live in Portugal, and you can trade in cryptocurrencies, and they're going to be free of tax. Now, whether that is they're going to hold it for a little while and wait till you settle and then say, oh, by the way, guys, we're going to charge you now. We'll have to wait and see. But they've opened the doors there at the moment. Okay, a little bit of a move on from me, enough from me rabbiting on. Where are we going to go to next? I'm going to go to Australia, and Liz, we've not met before, but hi and welcome, and come on board and tell us all about yourself.
Oh, hello. So my name is Liz, but I'm from America. I'm from Oregon, and I've lived here in Adelaide for 3 years. And I have lived here in Adelaide as a visitor, but I finally got my bridging visa to be able to stay here. So very excited about that. But one of the things while I've been here as a visitor, I haven't been able to do much work, is that I met Guy and I met Damien, and I really got on board with the idea of cryptocurrency. And then I ended up buying a piece of property from Richard in Vanuatu. And then I started to see the incredible benefits of trading in cryptocurrency. You know, being from America and watching, my mother's British and I'm from America, and watching those two countries really struggle and feeling very insecure actually about the future of what's happening there. I know that the other day that the China made an official complaint against the World Trade Organization, against the trading issues that are going on in the US. I'm not sure what that means, but it can't be good if China is making an official complaint against the United States. So knowing what I know from Damien and Guy with their guidance, I got started in the OneCoin about 2 years ago, and I'm still not very savvy in it. But yesterday I did on my own get some of my deals passed through. So that's exciting. And I've continued to purchase more of the OneCoin. So that is excellent. So what I've got up on my background is I'm a nutritionist, and I have also had an anti-aging skincare business out of the United States. That's when it has enabled me to stay here in Australia all this time. And so I've started to put some of my deals up on the Deal Shaker. And one of my favorite deals that everybody benefits from is a brain product that's unlike anything out there. It was originally developed in the United States for NFL players that were having repeated head injuries, and CTE, which is chronic traumatic encephalopathy, which is brain injury from repeated head injuries. But all of us have brains, obviously. So that's my customer, anybody with a brain. And many of us have had a struggle with, we go into a room and we forget why we're there, or we forget somebody's names, or we forget to buy our crypto. So this product that I put up on Deal Shaker is a product that helps restore the strength of the neuron, unlike any other product out there. And it's getting great rave reviews all over the United States. It's available in Europe and here in Australia. So it's called EHT. So that's one of my deals. And of course, being a woman in my 60s, I'm concerned about looking in the mirror and then being the best I can be out in the world. So I also have some anti-aging skincare deals up there. But I'm continuing to do some investing, and I'm excited about the future of being able to buy property and buy a vehicle. I've lived here in Australia without a car, so that's something that I'll look forward to doing, and just being involved in this great community and being friends as well. So certainly Deal Shaker and OneCoin have enriched my life in many ways. So that's about all I have to say.
Thanks very much, Liz. That's brilliant. By the way, there's nothing wrong with being young. Okay.
Oh,
all right. Yeah. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with it at all. Okay. And just a youngster yourself. Now, what I wanted to say is that brain product you've got, do they do it in a 44-gallon drum? Because if they do, I'm quite prepared to buy it. Send it around to Guy because he needs all the help he can get. All right.
Well, I know that I see Guy at the fitness club now on a regular basis. So that is very good for your brain, exercising, right? I also teach brain classes, but that's not on the Deal Shaker at this time, on how to take good care of your brain. So we unfortunately don't have 44-gallon drums, just a packet at a time.
We'll get loads of them and send them around to Guy, please. I was just going to say to you though that, you know, like the courses that you run, there's no reason why you couldn't run them over Skype or Zoom like what we're doing now, couldn't you? It's something maybe worthwhile looking at.
Because, you know, I have never thought of it. I'm going to the East Coast. I'm leaving tomorrow for Brisbane. I'm doing a class in Brisbane and then in Cairns and in Byron Bay. Those are live classes. I've got one here in Adelaide, but I do a lot of Zoom classes on a regular basis. So never considered that, but maybe I ought to.
You're going to open up out to Deal Shaker, you know, like for instance, Tamika and well, he's got his name up as Guy's Budgie, but Dave, he does a lot of Lincoln work and that sort of thing and uses Zoom. So Okay, he runs a lot of his courses internationally through there. It's just an idea, but anyway.
Yeah, well, thanks for the
another
idea.
thought
I'm
for you.
always I'm like a very excited puppy. Ideas excite me, and I usually tackle them. Just like I tackled OneCoin. Most of my friends, well, in America, they can't get OneCoin yet. I don't know if they'll ever be able to, but they're all a little envious of my investments in OneCoin up to now. But they thought I was crazy in the beginning. All new adopters are crazy, right?
Mm-hmm. Nuts.
Nuts, yeah.
Certifiable. It's very good. Yeah, I fit in very, very well.
We hope to be very, very wealthy nuts, though, right?
Yeah, but then what you've got to remember is, see, in the USA, whereas like Australia, the UK, most countries, a cryptocurrency is seen as an asset. Yeah. In the States, it's seen as a, I've lost the word out of the top of my head. It's seen as a
commodity.
Eh?
Commodity.
It's a commodity. Thank you. Thanks very much. It's seen as a commodity. So you have to declare it immediately to the taxman as soon as you have it. And that's one of the big problems in the United States with yeah. See, I need your brain product, by the way. But anyway, moving on. I said about PNC. Cryptocurrency now mining is now available in Iran. It's legal. You can do it. All you need is a license. So that's a fairly good bit of news. Right, we're staying in Australia because we're Australia heavy today. I'm going to move over, and Tamika, good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning. Straight up. I've only just got here, so I do apologize. Still got the early morning voice happening. Trying to warm it up for you.
Would you like to wait for a second? I can come back. We can move on.
Yeah, that might be a good idea if you can. Thanks.
You go and wake up. It looks like you need a couple of matchsticks, but that's okay.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to go from Australia and we're going to go to France. Mike.
Everybody, hello everyone. It's lovely weather here in France. About 21 now, at 9:30 in the evening. Very nice. A couple of things I wanted to start off with. One was to follow on from the comments that Roger made about the Portuguese government. It's quite an interesting aspect, actually. They've actually said that the tax authority and the government will not make any tax on payments. So there's no value added tax. And the agency also reporting that they're going to allow mining companies to set up without tax liability as well. The nicest thing about Portugal, if you're my age, I'm 72, when you retire to Portugal, you have 10 years tax-free, which is also beneficial. So Portugal is beneficial for setting up companies, crypto companies, and for elder retirements. So guys, start looking for those nice properties, hopefully on Deal Shaker, and a bit of sun in Portugal. The other thing I wanted to talk to you about is that a lot of the things that I've been talking about, as Roger mentioned earlier, are coming to fruition at a great pace. And it's not just me chatting. A gentleman called Ray DeLalio, who's a super ex-hedge fund manager, a real legend. Kevin Rudd, who's an investment advisor as well. Donald Amstrad, who's the head of Aberdeen Strategy Investment. All of them are saying the same thing, along with several other economists, that we're really in a very close state to a downturn, as well as the currencies changing and fluctuating, like the dollar and the UK pound. Things like the debt that the countries are accumulating. In America, the debt is growing at such a rate of knots, and the liability they have outstanding for payments exceeds the amount of income that they're generating. So having a little trade war with another country doesn't seem to benefit them in any way, because the customers are going to be paying more for the products. The US citizens are going to be paying more because they're getting cheaper products at the moment from China. So we're going to see quite a lot of changes going on. Sadly, they always affect the poorest people first. CoinCap have set adjustments for their ranking for cryptocurrencies, because a lot of currencies have been exaggerating their transactions and their coin size. So they're now setting up a better control system. And the other thing I wanted to chat about was Telegraph. Telegraph was featured recently, was it last week? Yes, about opening its blockchain, the blockchain. They set public tests over the weekend. But the piece of news that really hit me was this piece, and I'll read it to you because it's a very interesting matter. What's happened is Telegraph has been used for fundraising for terrorism using the unregulated cryptocurrency Bitcoin. And cases have been cited that terror groups, including, let me just read this for you, such as ISA, Al-Qaeda, been using the mass media platforms, including Telegraph, to raise funds via cryptocurrencies, according to new research. Middle Eastern Media Research, a Washington-based non-profit research organization, issued a report providing pieces of evidence, and this issue linked Telegram as one of the medias that they were using. So that's something to watch out for. Because OneCoin is a closed system and very closely regulated, like the financial services authorities want it to be. We do KYC, we know our customer, and we have anti-money laundering rules, so we're not moving money to parties that we don't know about or would use it in terrorism in any other means. It's particularly interesting that they're now launching, amid all this story, their own cryptocurrency. A few weeks ago, we heard about the Seychelles Stock Exchange conducting an IPO for equity release tokens, which are cryptocurrency, in other words, for financial organizations to switch between one another. More of that's going to happen. And the billionaire hedge fund manager, Alan Howard, plans to launch a billion US dollars crypto venture. Quite know how he's going to do that when he'll have to be excluded from the US, but it looks like he's going to look to raise money on the UK Stock Exchange. And latterly, Louis Vuitton, the boss has denied that he's setting up a company in Belgium to invest in crypto. But there are countermeasures or counter comments coming from other firms. The last bit really for me to talk to you about is, after Switzerland, crypto firms, Synergin's new bank has been opened and is also seeking license in Singapore. In reality, we thought that the Swiss company was the first cryptocurrency bank to open. It was not, it was the second. There's a Karatbad, a gold bank, set up a cryptocurrency bank in America, of all places, so in Florida. So there are now 3 banks in 3 countries for cryptocurrencies. So it just shows how rapidly things are moving now, and cryptocurrency is becoming commonplace within financial services organizations. And to close, Roger, I was really pleased to see all of the things that were going on in Bali, and the size of the Deal Shaker franchise group out there, and the amount of training that's going on. To me, it's clearly indicative that the exchange is very close to opening. So all I'd say to everyone is make sure your KYC is in place and start to get those merchants on that you'd like to spend your OneCoin with. Thanks very much, Roger, for the opportunity to talk this evening.
No worries, Mike. Always welcome. I just wanted to add a little bit in there with what Mike was saying, and just some of the news and that's been going on in the space at the moment. But there seems to be a little bit of argy-bargy for crypto hub supremacy in the Middle East, especially in there, and it's against Bahrain and Abu Dhabi. Bahrain want to go down the direction of via central bank, where Abu Dhabi want to do the free market. So it's very interesting to see what comes out of that. And yeah, I see Mike nodding his head there. So that was actually, I thought that was quite exciting and very, very, very encouraging of what's going on. Okay, right, I'm going to go to Australia again. And Taz, good morning. How you doing? Hang on, Taz, I'll just unmute you. Can you speak now,
Can you
Taz?
hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you perfectly. Thank you.
No worries. Yeah, I'm doing well, thank you. And thanks again for the opportunity to speak on your webinar this morning.
No worries. No, it's all our webinar, by the way.
Oh, okay. Just thought, again, the guy invited me on and on the group there, but basically about my my business there. I've been a merchant now for just over, I think, 12, 18 months there. My business is Lifestyle Chauffeurs, which is a chauffeur business. I do get some unusual inquiries with my business because people think I'm selling my cars, but I'm actually I'm a chauffeur service. But having said that, I do get a lot of emails and a lot of inquiries. I just had an inquiry last week, which from a gentleman who was in Adelaide from Bali. So I took him to the airport. Him and his wife did a few tours around Adelaide, as well as a few other jobs there. So I am getting a lot of inquiries there as well, just in general. About, if people come to Adelaide, not only transfers, but also wine tours or tours in general for visiting Adelaide, basically. But I've also, it's been good because 12 months ago when Adelaide had the first expo there, we had a lot of inquiries. We had a lot of people coming to Adelaide for the expo, and at the time I was the only chauffeur business in Adelaide, and it's actually done great for my business, as well as getting my name and my business out there as well. People talk to me about being a merchant, and I'm happy to provide them not only my experience, but the benefit that it's done for my business. And I think, like you said, it really is the way of the future. Merchants have got a lot of benefits in being with OneCoin there as well. So for myself, even though it's slowly building, I think it is doing really great, and I can see the potential there in it as well.
Thanks, Taz. Much appreciated, and thank you for getting up really early. It's brilliant. Okay.
No, that's all right.
Yeah, thank you very much. Very much appreciated. You. Now, the question I was going to ask, still in Australia, Tamika, are you awake yet?
Yes, I'm awake.
Brilliant, thank you.
Yeah, it was a bit of it was a slow start this morning. I'll say I had a late client sessions last night, so Wednesday mornings, as Guy would know, is it's been a struggle for the last few weeks. I've actually been over in Western Australia working with some clients I have there. So this meeting actually falls at 3:30 in the morning. So you would have noticed I haven't been on for a few weeks. But I'm
why
back.
weren't you on last week then? I don't see what the excuse is yet.
I do need some sleep, and part of my profession as being a coach, I do encourage people to have enough sleep. It's very good for your health. So I do have to practice what I preach also. But yeah, so like Taz said, thanks for having me on, and I guess back in here. I've got a few deals up. Actually, a couple of my deals have sold out, so I'm going to have to launch a few more up there. But I'm currently gearing up for a women's business mastermind, which I'm just launching 3 new coupons for. I've already got, I only put 1 up originally, and I've launched another 3 in there now. So that's actually going to be a 12-month course where we meet once a month and we talk everything business. We'll be talking about life, careers, health, fitness, what you eat, surrounding yourself with the right people and how to move forward, events and promotion, social media. So we're gonna, I'm gonna jam pack a lot of learning into those sessions. So, if you're a woman and you want to join in with a bunch of like-minded women, I've got those deals. They're going to be launched up there. I think the promotion will start on the 9th of September and the group kicks off on the 24th. I also have another business mastermind, which is business focused, which will be starting in October, and that'll also be a 12-month course, and that's open both men and women. So the only criteria for that is that you are in business. And I've also got a few deals up there for some coaching sessions as well. So I've got some 4-packs of coaching sessions up on the Deal Shaker at the moment. So, and that's just one-on-one coaching. I generally work with business people, so preferably that's my avenue that I like to go down. But yeah, that's what I've got at the moment.
Thank you very much, Tamika, and thank you for getting up. We did excuse you last week, especially because it was so early in the morning. We did talk about you, but only a little bit, okay? No problem.
That's okay. All good stuff, I'm sure.
Oh, definitely all good stuff. Right, I'm going to shoot back to London. And Joan, how are we today?
Oh, greetings to you. I am okay,
Greetings
Roger.
to you.
Thank you. Just in time to catch the bird. Anyway, what's new in London? Many things, nice things, good things, things to make you feel that, wow, London is becoming alive again, not dormant. But there's something that I like to share, and that is value. Yeah, the word value, sometimes we take it for granted. And I want to relate that to our deal shaker. Firstly, the merchant, for example, they really have a great value by being on our platform. Why? Because number one, the value of the coin is so much more than the value of the usual currency that we use at the moment. So that is value, more than they can expect. And how do they get their coin? Of course, they will get the coin through putting their business on our platform as well. And that will, of course, enhance other areas of their lives, business as well as social, family, and all areas. So that brings more value. So one value brings another value. And then there's the other side where let me just see my notes here because worldwide market. Now, not many businesses has the opportunity to advertise or to bring awareness to their service and product around the world in one go. They have the opportunity to do that with our platform, and that is another value. The value they actually get is more than the cost. This is why I want to talk about this. So much more than what they will have to pay for. So that is another value that they will get being on our platform, as well as it changes their family life because of the value of our coins. They are connected to a business that is compliant, that is mindful of regulations, not just any coins or just go straight on the market without permission. They are connected with that, so they can afford to deal with to trade business to business because of all of that value that we bring to them. In addition to, if they want to buy coins and stuff like that, that is also available. So I want to just give a little bit of insight about the value that they actually get for doing or for being part of our platform. And it doesn't have to cost them anything, actually. hardly anything, because everything can be recuperated. All the minimum costs can be recuperated. This is really what I want to share, to remind people that the value that they get for being involved in our platform, our Deal Shaker platform, here in the UK and worldwide, is more than the cost, so much more than the costs involved. And finally, I want to mention that I will be putting up a deal, and it's going to be selling clothes, ladies' clothes, including gents and accessory shoes, handbags, and so on, as a job lot. So hopefully by next week, it will be on the platform. And that's my take for the day. Enjoy.
Thank you. Looks like Rosemary's going shopping. You put big smiles on her face.
Oh, that's fine.
Handbags and something, did you say? Shoes?
Yes.
You'll be there. No problem. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay. Right. We're going to move back to Australia. And Bruce, good morning.
Good morning. How is everybody? I hope you're all good and fine, healthy and fit. Yay. So around the world, I see guys jumping up and down there. So that's pretty cool. He must have been on EPA, was he?
Guys on EPA. That's why I was trying to buy a 44-gallon drum of it. He needs it, mate.
Yeah, I just sent Liz a message. Give us a yell when she's up here. So that'll be cool.
Yeah. I think I need some as well, Bruce. Tell us about the Deal Shaker Monday night. The bazaar.
Yeah, we've got our Deal Shaker on the 16th, on Monday 16th.
Sorry, I got it wrong. Sorry, my fault.
That's all right. You're allowed. You're getting older. You're allowed to make mistakes. It happens.
You all need EPA, I think.
It's the grey hair, mate.
You need a gallon drum of EPA.
Yeah, so
I had it guide to stay in tune with you. You see.
We're having our bazaar on the 16th, just a couple of hours worth. When we usually have our regular Monday night meeting, we're just changing that over to a bazaar that night, and so people that regularly come will get to enjoy the shopping experience of the Deal Shaker, and basically, the bazaars are to teach people how to buy, how to sell, and it's really working very, very well. The regular Monday night meetings are very, very important for people to come along, especially now. We're so close to going to the exchange. People are saying, calling up and saying, "What's happening? What's happening?" And I got a guy. He's got a Tycoon Plus. Hasn't been along to a meeting for 18 months, and he rang me up and said, "What's happening?" And I said, "Come to the meeting Monday night, and you'll find out." That was my answer, because to be in the room with everybody else, to be in the circle of influence with everybody else, with the like-minded people, helps them understand what's actually going on, how big this thing is, how much it's moving, and what they can do with their coins now and further on down the track. Without that camaraderie at a meeting, they're listening to the news of a night, going to work with negative people, and they just get bogged down with all the bad stuff instead of the good stuff. So, the meetings are very important for people to go along to, and they're happening all around the place. Adelaide here, Sydney, Brisbane, they're happening everywhere. So that's important. Abu Dhabi and Bahrain, I read something on that too. They're like they're struggling with each other.
Can everyone else hear me okay? Okay, I think Bruce has had a bit of a lockout. No problem. We'll see if he comes back. We can move around a little bit. What else have I got to tell us today? I've got to have a fair bit of news here somewhere. Interesting, the Bank of England governor proposed a radical competitor to Bitcoin and the US dollar, and could replace the US dollar as the world's reserve currency. I don't know. Has someone been selling them packages? I don't know. Could someone tell me? Sorry, in-house joke. But anyway, I'm sure Bruce is going to come back very, very shortly. And what I was going to do is, what do is jump over at the moment to Wally. And Wally, how is it? Great backdrop, mate. You know, you could be anywhere, we know that, but just tell us what's going on.
Yeah, good, mate. It's good. Thank you so much for having me back on here. Yeah, I can be anywhere, and I'll probably change background every time I come on here just to be different to everybody else, because I like to be different. But I'm just back here, replug. I've been gathering clients and some of my, as being a merchant in my maths. As people know, I'm a maths tutor, and I've got the bike business going. So I'm gathering clients in my maths, and especially the boy I've got up in Mount Isa. So I can tutor people in maths and help people with maths, because, you know, I find with kids, and I'm a professional teacher, so I teach normally, and outside of my time, I tutor kids and I do my bike program. And I always find that kids, if they hate doing something they can't do, and so if they can't do the maths, they hate maths, and it's not necessarily they don't like maths at all, because everywhere you look is maths. With crypto, we use maths all the time to do calculations. We travel, we need maths. And so, you know what, I want to help kids or even adults who have trouble with their maths to have success and to understand their world. And look, I can tutor people anywhere in the world. The way I'm tutoring students over Skype or Zoom or whatever platform people want to use, I can, anyone who's English speaking, it can be in England, can be in America, can be Philippines or in the islands. I can help you and your child, or if you know somebody who needs a bit of help with their maths, I'm a professional tutor. I've been doing it for many, many years. The boy I've got in Mount Isa at the moment, he's 1,627 kilometres from me. And 4 days a week, I'm tutoring him. Can you hear me, Roger?
Yeah, cool. Sorry, someone else was talking to me here. I can hear you fine. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. The boy that I'm tutoring in Mount Isa, which I do 4 days a week, they pay me a lot of money each week. He has seen a fantastic improvement in his maths already in the last 2 months. So I see him every day and help him. And I have a program I run and also help him with his work. So I love maths. And if you know anybody or a friend or anything like that, do you know what? As being a merchant, some people pay me money, but as a merchant, you only pay me OneCoin per hour. That's pretty cheap to help your kid get into education and help them with their maths. And to really succeed. So I'm just for the time, and obviously you have to pay for extra costs, like, you know, for materials and stuff like that. But I want to help kids, help them in their mathematics. And if you're interested, you know, anyone, grandchildren guy, or anyone, Mike, anyone, you know, anybody even in England, I can do it any time zone, any place. I'm an anywhere person. So with the mountain biking, in a couple of weeks' time, I've got a ride happening here on the Sunshine Coast. I've got a whole heap of teenagers, and we're going riding on a place called Parklands, which is near Nambour. It's a fantastic place. So I've got about 12 kids, and we're going. And I'd like to see a lot more people coming on board from OneCoin, purchasing my coupons and coming on the ride with me. So if you want to come on those rides or get some tutoring in maths, message me, and I'm here for you. So I'm just plugging in again, and I'm excited to be part of this platform. So awesome. Thank you.
Thanks, Wally. That was absolutely brilliant. And excuse me laughing on there, but Guy's just posted something and he definitely needs help. You know, he's having a little bit of trouble just adding up at the moment. So, yeah, I think you could probably get a course out of him as well. Yeah.
There's a few things that don't add up with Guy, actually.
Yeah. You know him as well. Excellent. What I was going to say there, though, is that's absolutely brilliant. But I would be putting up a few more coupons if I were you, because especially about the maths, I think you're going to start getting a bit of a splurge on that now. So brilliant. Good luck with that. Fantastic.
Yeah. Thanks very much.
Okay. Right. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to move across back to the UK, and Alison. Good evening. Alison?
Unmute. Now I'll just unmute myself. Hello, everybody. I've not been on this program for quite some time. I do miss you guys. You know, I've been so busy. I even forgot how to use it. I didn't unmute myself to start with it. I mean, look at that, you know. Anyway, I'm back with the program now. Yes, I've been here in the UK now for just over 1 month, and I'm staying like another 10 days. Yeah, as you heard from Joan, things are taking a upward swing, which I'm happy to see. Great, they've got a new hub. It's their office now in the City of London, which that is a plus for the Deal Shaker program. So, you know, we've been working a lot on the training schedules and so forth, getting people together. This is just the start of organizing the way things should work. There are lots of win-win situations. It was great to hear Taz as a merchant come on and give his experience, tell us his story. Because the way I see it, there are lots of benefits for the merchants coming on Deal Shaker platform, and the members also. It's a win-win, because what we have all these products and services. Rather than going out to exchange your coins to buy the same things, we can use them all on Deal Shaker. We can have these merchants on Deal Shaker where you can get the same service or products. So why not bring it on there as well? So this is basically what we're working towards building here in the UK. And I am in no doubt that you're going to hear a lot more about the success in the weeks to come. Sadly, I'm going to have to be rushing back to Italy in about 10 days time, but I will be back because, you know, I like to follow things up, and definitely you're going to hear a lot about it. And basically, I really I wanted to share this with you, and more to come next week on the progress. Yes. So thank you all, and it's over and out to you, Roger. Back to you.
Over and out to you. Thank you, Alison. Absolutely superb. Now, Bruce, you were cut off in your prime, mid-flow. Bruce, come back on. Come on down and complete what you were going to say.
Technology is fantastic, but when it mucks up, doesn't it?
That's a good way of putting it. A lot of muck.
I reckon. I don't know whether Sam from Bahrain sent us a message about what you were talking about Abu Dhabi and Bahrain. They're sort of like fighting between each other who's going to be the crypto hub in that area of the world. So with different sort of ways they're attacking it. So it's going to be interesting over what happens over there. I'd like to give a big yell out and thank you for running the Bali X, because that looks like it was very, very successful. Dr. Putra done a lot of hard work over there. Damien Ecker over there still doing training and everything, and they've all worked really hard for a very successful expo, and I reckon that was really, really great. I noticed they had a TV camera there. We seen the interview that Dr. Putra done, but because it was Indonesian, we don't know what he said. So, have no idea. But it was all good. What else was there? It's interesting with what's happening with the global economy, with the OneCoin, you know, going on the exchange, and they'll be able to trade with other cryptocurrencies and fiat currencies, things like that. They'll have the Deal Shaker also trading, so they've got a couple of ways of keeping our value and increasing our value that's going to be put forward there, which is very, very exciting, especially now that Deal Shaker's really, really taken off around the world. And when you look at all the cryptocurrencies in the world, you know, $400 billion odd plus worth, when we go to the exchange, we'll you know, be tripling that sort of thing. So, you know, the big players around the world at the moment won't be the big players very long. So, you know, and what you're looking at is you got China just about releasing their cryptocurrency, and some of the first people to get their cryptocurrency is Alibaba, you know, and the big companies over there. So when they release their cryptocurrency and other countries release their cryptocurrencies, they'll have to have a a global cryptocurrency, what they call a reserve currency, to trade in amongst them. And I can see OneCoin being very favorable for being a reserve currency, because it's not owned by any particular country. It's a neutral cryptocurrency, and everybody can use it and trade between countries. So it's going to be very exciting what happens in the next few years. It's really is. The other thing is Steve done a meeting down here for us the other night. He was a presenter, and he keeps a very close eye on what's going on, especially in Australia with cryptocurrency. And they got there's a site here called Living Room of Satoshi. And in Australia, you can actually have different cryptocurrencies and pay your bills with it. Any bill you want to pay with, you can pay that through Living Room of Satoshi. And what he noticed the other day was Libra was on there. Now, Libra hasn't been released yet, but what happened was he's seen Libra on there, a couple of trades on Living Room Satoshi, and it wasn't on there that night. So what they were doing was testing the platform out for Libra. So, you know, they're not going to be too far away before they start being noticed around the world either, especially when they start testing out platforms like that with their Libra and Facebook stuff. So all this is happening around the world now, and it's going to be very, very exciting in the next 12 months because it's all building up to a big, exciting finale where it's going to start leveling out there, and everything's going to start sorting themselves out, which is really, really good. That we're heading over to Vietnam for the 5th year anniversary. So they're going to have a big function over there. We're heading over there, and then we're going back to Philippines. Now, Philippines has got about 90 million people in all the Philippines. So you know, if you only take 1% of those people that deal with Deal Shaker, that's a huge amount of people that'll add a lot of value to our Deal Shaker and a lot of value to our coin. And if you take that with every other country around the world, it won't take much to be very successful company as far as Deal Shaker goes. You know, 1% of the population, and we'll be one of the biggest in the world, you know, if not the biggest. So it's going to be very exciting. We're going to be doing a lot of training over there, like Damien is now in Bali. We're going to be doing a lot of training over there with in Manila. We're going to Davao City. We're going to Bohol, not Bohol, somewhere else over there. I'm not quite sure of the names, but Minna knows them, and probably Cebu as well. So so there's going to be a lot of training around Philippines in the next month, in the beginning of October. So they're really starting to get fired up over there about the trainings and about Deal Shaker. So that's really exciting. What else is there? We got a broker just come on now in Cairns, in Tolga. She lives just up from Cairns. She got her deal put through as a broker for vehicles, cars, trucks, bikes, boats, whatever you want to do. She's actually got her deal approved as a broker on Deal Shaker. So so that's pretty exciting. You know, our jeweler shop up here, our next bazaar, he's doing exclusive just for the bazaar, and because he's getting phone calls and everything from all around the world, literally all around the world. And they're trying to contact him, say, I want to buy your products, I want to buy your jewelry. And he said, well, come to Cairns. You know, it's very hard to buy jewelry over the internet because you really got to see the quality of what he's selling, and it's very, very high quality. So that's why they need to see it and buy it there and then, which is a great idea. So I haven't got too much more, mate. Just everything's going forward and moving forward. Everybody's very excited about how close we are to going to an exchange, and the possibilities of you know, buying more stuff with their coins on Deal Shaker. And it's very, very exciting at the moment. I mean, people are jumping out of their skin, and Philippines just going off their brain at the moment. We're talking to them on Messenger and phone, and they're just going crazy over there. So it'll be very exciting when we go over there. We won't have time to sit down. So back to you, Roger. Thanks, guys.
Nice one, Bruce. Could you just explain about the broker? I think I understand it, but am I right in saying that the broker they as a broker, they can sort of find any car that you want, whether it be new, secondhand, or whatever.
Yeah, she's at the moment she's just going to concentrate on new cars, and that. So what she'll do is you buy her coupon. I think it's about 10 coins, something like that. You buy her coupon. That's like to put her services in order. She'll send you a form. You'll fill out that form exactly what you want with the accessories and everything else. She'll go and source that car from any dealer or wherever it is in Australia to your local dealership, whether it's in Adelaide or Cairns or anywhere around Australia. She'll source that car out, bike, boat, truck, tractor, you know, whatever it is, and she'll do the deal and deal with you and set it all up. So that's what she's going to be doing. So it's going to be a good service.
So can the part payment and the vehicles be on with coin as well, or is that just for the funding service?
The initial deal is just for the her service sort of thing. The rest of it is up to them what they do with this part payment of coin and cash, or whether it's 100% OneCoin. But I imagine after we go to the exchange, most people will prefer 100% OneCoin. So that I imagine. So not too many people want to pay fiat currency. I mean, it's going downhill, isn't it?
That's fantastic news. Well, that's very true. It is, yeah.
Something I've noticed too, just mentioning that, our local Woolworths store, you know, in the last month, literally everything has gone up at least 10% or more in price. It's just so noticeable about the devaluation of our dollar that everything, even your bread and your meat and things like that, has just gone skyrocket in the last month. You know, so just imagine what's going to happen in the next 12 months.
Cheers, mate.
Feel like Venezuela.
yeah, we're getting there. Listen, moving on. Last but not least, Guy. I hope you haven't got a 15-minute tonight, mate, because you're going to run out of time.
Oh, no. Thanks, Roger. I've got 35 minutes worth tonight, so we're going to go over.
I'll cut you off.
First of all, thanks, Liz, for talking about your EPA. Look, with my maths, it's not real good. I might need some of that. But on a serious note, I do know Michael Mickley in Adelaide. He has bought this EPA from Liz and actually saying that it's helping him remembering things. It's a trait when you get a bit older, unfortunately, we get a bit more absent-minded. And another thing I want to touch on that Mike said, which is phenomenal. We really got to take this on board, what's happening in America, because if I did that in my family unit, I'd be living in an unsustainable means. I'd be basically trading insolvent from a business. So what would happen to me, a mere mortal citizen? I'd be fined or put in jail or told to stop running my business, or the banks would foreclose on me. But we've got a government that's doing this and getting away with it. And this seems to be a common factor around the Western world. So things are changing out there. So merchants. The Adelaide, we have a bazaar on the 21st of September, Saturday. All your local people in Adelaide, merchants, please register to attend that, because having bazaars is the best way we can show people within OneCoin and our friends and family the usability and how it works. I think it's a magnificent way of putting proof in the pudding, as a saying goes, where people can actually see, wow, it's people swapping QR codes and doing all sorts of stuff with their telephones and ending up buying goods and services. So there's also a bazaar on the 28th, which is AFL Grand Final Day in Australia, and that bazaar is going to be in Melbourne, so that'll be interesting. All the people that don't like footy will be at the Melbourne Bazaar on the 28th of September. Just moving on a little bit, Roger, I notice hanging up on a door or something behind you, you've got an Australian T-shirt. Thank you very much for promoting us Aussies, because we're supporting the webinar strongly. But on supporting the webinar, I'd like to thank Tamika, Liz, Taz and Wally. they're all examples of different types of merchants that have come on board and had faith in the Deal Shaker program and actually selling their goods and services. They're earning coins and feeling quite excited where this is taking them, especially with the value of the coin consistently going up. And we have the exchange opening soon. They will be in a situation where they can utilise their coins or trade some in to put more goods and services up. So thank you guys for coming on, because we've got to tell people all around the world that we need more merchants, because the more merchants we have the more usability, we have more for all the IMAs to buy. So let's get out there and let's talk to our friends in business and put it out there to them. And you can simply ask the question, have you considered selling your goods and services on an e-commerce platform? Wait for an answer. 9 times out of 10 will be, oh yeah, or what are you talking about? So then they're all of a sudden asking you a question. So that's pretty bad luck. You got to answer the question, don't you? So don't be afraid to get them on board. Tell them about the Deal Shaker platform. If you need help with it, as Bruce was saying, in Cairns, Adelaide, Melbourne, Sydney, I'm talking about Australia, I'm sure it's all around the world, there's regular weekly meetings to help you as a person introduce people to this business if you feel like you may not know enough, or you want to leverage off somebody that has a circle of influence. I'll borrow that from you, Bruce. I love that, the circle of influence, to help promote the Deal Shaker and get it bigger and stronger, just not for us, but for you, but for everybody involved in the Deal Shaker. So I think it's very important. We, as members, IMAs, do a little bit and talk to other people and businesses, because I can foresee in the next 12 to 24 months, there's going to be a huge amount of businesses knocking on the door as soon as that exchange is open or close to, and they will want to be in, they'll be demanding. And I'm going to be doing what Bruce says, come to the meeting, because I won't have time to individually go and hand feed individuals. The people have to come. At the moment, we can hand feed individuals, which is fine, because we're trying to get that explosion factor happening, and we're close. So to everybody around the world, whatever country you're from, whether in the UK, Australia, Europe, Africa, Asia, Pacific, New Zealand, we're global. Talk to businesses, because every country needs businesses. And yeah, New Zealand, I did mention them, and just on that, Roger's wearing his New Zealand t-shirt because he's pretty happy they won the Better So Rugby Cup. So sorry, Roger, we give you a plug for being the host of the webinar. I'm going to finish up with a point to ponder. Now, I don't know if people know what the population of Indonesia is and what the population of the Philippines is. But if you add it together, you're probably around 250 million people at a guess. Now, these two countries are babies in the Deal Shaker. And so we've got people like Damien and Eka promoting it in Bali to all Indonesians. And we've got people like Bruce and Minda spending their time and all their efforts going through the cities of the Philippines promoting the Deal Shaker and promoting the company. So we need pioneers like these people doing what they're doing to make it a bigger and better business for us all. So coming back to individual IMAs, that if you're listening or if you're not involved with OneCoin or the Deal Shaker and you're watching this webinar, ask the person that told you to watch it, get on board, find out more information, because once you find out more information, you probably fall in love with the opportunity, and spread the word. So we've run out of time. I didn't do 25 minutes this morning. Sorry, Roger. So thanks, everybody. See you next week.
Thank you, Guy, and thank you for taking all my lines. I don't have to say anything. All I got to say is thank you very much for everyone coming on. Everyone that was up early, everyone that's up late, absolutely brilliant. And, you know, Guy said everything I needed to say. Right, okay. Good night, everybody. I'm just going to stop Facebook Live